Hi, this is Johnny. Today's video is going to show you how to download from the Telegram and how to unzip it and how to burn it and to see if the pinball 32 gig pinball have issue. This is the image that I burned that I saved on another hard drive in case, because I always run into a problem with my hard drive will crash and I lost a lot of stuff. So I'm putting in a lot of different places, different hard drive, just in case, so I don't lose the original image. So anyway, we're gonna go ahead and go to Telegram, and I'm gonna put it in this directory in the zip file, and then we're going to unzip it into another folder after I download it. So I'm copying the location that I want to save it in. So I'm gonna go to Telegram. So I'm gonna click on Telegram. When you first time get there, you're gonna ask you, for example, to create account. So for example, I need to show you from the beginning. So if I go to YouTube channel and I go to my channel, okay. So we're gonna go to your video, my video. And we're gonna look into the pinball. So the one that I have that say the Raspberry Pi is ready for you is this one. Let me scroll up a little bit more. It's that one right there. The second one, this one. So I'm gonna click on it. I'm gonna click on the video, and then it's going to take me to the video. Okay. In the beginning is always going to have commercial. It's not by me, it's by the company themselves. Okay, so here's the video of the image, which mainly just have pinball. So we are going to scroll down to the bottom, and we're gonna I accidentally clicked that already. Okay, so this one have a different image, was created by different people, arcade punk, and this one is created, this is the joystick that I use, and then down here is the 32 gig. So this is the invite, so invite, and then the download link. So you click on, let's see if the first one is the invite. Yeah, it's gonna ask you if this is the first time, it's gonna ask you to I want to open the Telegram desktop, and it open the site. So I'm in here now. Okay, and then once you log in and create an account, it's gonna take you here, but that doesn't give you the link. So you need to go back to the YouTube channel again. Okay, gonna go back to the channel. Then you're gonna click on the second link, which supposed to I'm gonna click open again, and it's gonna take you to the link of my image. Okay, so my say is a 32 gig. So let me zoom that in more. It say that it's a 32 gig, and it have total of 12 file. Okay, and it's a 7-zip. So I'm gonna go ahead and download this, but I'm going to download it to the location that I just told you about, which is, I'm going to put it into, paste the location, press enter. So I'm going to put it where this image is. So I'm going to save that image. Now you have to make sure the download is going to be the same size. Okay, if it's not the same size, that means you have to go back and re-download. Maybe there's a hiccup or something. Now if you click on this, then you will have to say you know, show me with so I'm just going to save as again, and it's pointing to the same spot. I'm going to do the second one. I mean, this is number 1, this is number 2, so I'm going to continue, save as, and it's over there asking where you want to save it to. I already put the location already, so I'm just going to click save. Okay, so we're going to do all of it, save as, and gonna put it here. So you just have to make sure all 12 of them is there. And once it's finished, it's going to show you like a download error. I have downloaded this previously, and I believe I have tested, but we're gonna see, we're gonna make sure, we're gonna do it one more time, make sure the image that I'm giving you doesn't have any problem, because I have one person told me that they have problem burning the image. Okay, so we're gonna save all that to the same location. So I got 2 more left. Save as. That way you know exactly where you put in your file is. If you just click on the down arrow, you will have to later say, you know, show me the location. Otherwise you do not know where it stored it at. So so it's downloading this one, it's downloading 12 of them. So once it's finished, we're gonna go back and check the download, and we're gonna unzip the first one. The first one is gonna be the 001. Okay, it's not going to show 7-zip, it's going to show 001. Now you have to make sure your file manager is showing the extension. So so let's finish, and once it finished, we're going to come back and check it, and how to open up the extension so it's not hidden, so you could actually see the 001. Okay, the file look like it's all completed. Just make sure the size is correct. This is the number 12 is going to be the smallest size, which is 1904.5 megabyte. The rest of them is 1982.0. So we're gonna go ahead and go check to make sure there's 12 file. So we're gonna go, let me see, show folder. Okay, so those are the 12 files. So if you look at the bottom of the corner of the screen, you will see that there is total of 13 file here. So counting this one is 13. So there is 12 file. Okay, now this one, the color is a little bit different. If you notice, it's darker. Okay, and then my number is show up over there, is show up the 1, 2, 3, and the only one we need to select is that one. But if you want to select all of them, you could do this. You could do that as well. But for people who cannot see the 001, you need to go to View. Okay, and over here you want to check. Show the hidden file. Okay, because if that one's not checked, then your 001 would be hidden, and you won't be able to find it. So for example, if I take that off, let's see. Okay, no, that one is still not affected. It's the extension. So if I uncheck the extension, see, you notice that 001 is missing, but the rest of them show up, because it recognizes this as a zip file. So it does not show the 001, but it does show the icon. So this is the first one you want to unzip. So we're going to go back to View, and we're going to turn them back on. So we're going to View, you're going to turn on the extension, and going to go to View, and we're going to put on the show also hidden file. So now you can see all the file extension 001. So we're going to highlight this one using the 7-zip. So we're going to, we're going to scroll to 7-zip, and we're going to select extract here. Okay, now it's going to extract the file, and once it's finished, it should be only one file called img, and I just forgot to rename the other one. Shoot. Let me see, pause. Okay, which one is the new one? They're both the same size. This one is December, okay, December 30. So this is the newer one. This one is the one that I named, but I didn't name it correctly. But this one is the new one because the date is the same, January 27. Okay, so the second one is the new one. The one on top is the old one, because if you look at the date, it's January 27, same date as the zip file, because those are created at the same time. So that should be correct. I think my laptop calendar is not correct date, so that's why it's showing December. All right, so we scroll up here. We're gonna go ahead and say continue. Now, while this is continue, I want to show you the size, okay? So let's bring the size over here on this side so we can see the side date. Okay. See how the size, they're all the same size? Okay. Now, when I zip it up, it only show 1982. But when you unzip it, it's going to be 2029, 568. So when you zip it, you will choose the format because for Telegram, it won't let you upload anything more than 2 gigabyte. So that's the reason it have to be zipped up in a small format. So right now this is 2029,568. So all of them have to be the same. So from here to here, they have the, let me hold the shift key. They have the same, the kilobyte, okay? Except the last one, which I say number 12, because that's whatever is left over. So that last one, yours should say 1950303. If yours doesn't say that, then you need to re-download this. So all this byte I shouldn't highlight the one on top, sorry. Let me highlight, press Control. Okay, all this, the ones highlight, their size need to be the same. Okay, so once it finished unzip, this is the new one is unzipping. This one, let me put this one in a different place so that way we won't get confused. You will say, well, how do we know which one is which? You are correct. I should have created a folder. Let's say, let's put the original. Luckily, I named it, when I named that one, I didn't name it correctly, so that I was happy that it didn't overwrite the original. Okay, so I put it into its own folder called original. So now we know that the one we are unzipping is the new one we just downloaded. Okay, so as you can see, the name is exactly the same name right here. That name is exactly the same as the one up here. Okay, so once it's finished unzipping, we are going to burn it, and then we're going to test it on the Raspberry Pi. And so we're going to let it do its thing. It's going to take a little bit while, so we're going to skip this part, watch it unzipping. So once it's finished, we're going to burn it, and then we're going to test it on the Raspberry Pi 4. Okay, here's the 32 gig that I'm using. It is a Samsung EVO Plus, and it's a number 1. So this is what I'm using at this moment. I think I've created an image from using this one. So okay, so that's the one I'm using. So if you want to, you might get the same one. Okay, so the image finished unzipping. I'm gonna put this into my computer, my SD reader, and then I'm going to pop it in. Now it already have Pinball data in there. You have Android already. So those of you who have issue burning it, we're gonna show you how to erase everything completely good before you burn it. Okay, if you don't, you might still have problem burning it because you have some partition by formatting. It doesn't remove, erase completely. So we're gonna erase and format it completely before we burn the image. Okay, meaning erase the partition. So at the very bottom right here, we are going to type. You see, you have a lot of format. You got the E drive, F drive, whatever. I'm gonna go ahead and type in disk manager here, and I have a program that I'm running. I want to make sure I close that. Alright, I'm gonna close everything, minimize everything down. We don't need that. Okay, so this is what we are using right now, and I don't need anything open. And there's a program that I use to access the driver, where I copy the SD card data without putting inside the Raspberry Pi. I could copy the data out. So I'm gonna go ahead and make sure that program is not mounting. See, right now it's mounting to R drive, so I could see everything inside the F drive, what is inside SD card. So like the ROM and data, all that stuff. So this program is real good to use. So for example, if I want to see what's inside the F drive on a Raspberry Pi, I just open up the window, and I could actually go to home directory, go to Pi, and go to Pi, Raspberry Pi, and go to ROM, and here's all the ROM folder. So you could get all your data from here, and you could copy it into your computer, you know. So those are all where all the ROM is. But we're not using that program for that purpose, so we're going to unmount it, make sure that it is not mount my drive that I'm about to format, because you want to make sure you want to format it good and erase it good. So we're going to go down here and we're going to type in disk, disk, okay, and we're going to type in manager, manager. Okay, now you're going to say, well, you can't find it because all the top did not say disk manager, but Windows have a program is hidden, so you just have to just type it in with a space, disk manager, and press enter, and behold, the program is there. Okay, so if you use your trackball, scroll up and down with your mouse like this, this bar will not move. Okay, this trackball, it will not move. Okay, so you have to click here and move it down. Okay, so we're gonna use the mouse and click and drag it down, and we're looking for 32 gig. So right here, there's 29 gig. It's not going to say exactly 32. It's going to show up as 29.81. Okay, we are going to delete that, delete this, and then we're going to put them together as one drive, and then we're going to format it. Okay, so we're going to take this, we're going to select delete the value, we're going to say yes, and we're going to do the same thing over here as well. Okay, we're going to wait till it finish. You're going to say, now see, combine those two together now. Now once I delete this, it's going to combine everything together, and that's what we want to do. So we're going to delete that as well. We're going to say yes, and now everything is combined into one. Now we're going to assign a new symbol value. We're going to click next. We're just going to take the default. We're not going to change it. Then we're just going to click next again, and it's going to assign F drive this time. That's fine. Next. Now we want to make sure you say FAT32. If it's not FAT32, you want to don't select NTFS. Make sure it's either FAT32 or EXFAT. If you're using more than 32 gig, it's going to say EXFAT. Okay, but if you use only 32 gig, it's only going to give you one FAT32 option or the NTFS. Okay, don't use this one. Use FAT32. Alright, click next and finish, and it's gonna assign an F drive to it. Okay, and it is already formatted for you. Okay, so now we're ready to burn. Now here's the thing, there's two programs that you could use. You could use the Exa, or you could use Win32. In this case, we are going to use Win32. Okay, and my Win32 is right here. Win32 disk. Okay, sometimes it's called Win32 disk manager. So it depends. Let me move it over and zoom in. Okay, so let's see what is the exact physical name. Do property, and there is the physical name right here. Alright, so it is called, the physical file is actually called image writer, but the description is called Win32 disk image.exe. Okay, that is the target description. So we're just going to close this. Alright, and we could close this. So we're gonna go ahead, open up Win32X, and right now it's on this side. It's asking you, do you want to continue? My Windows 10 always asks me that question. Yours might not. So yes, and now it's ready to burn your image. And the image we are going to use is this one right here. Okay, so we are going to choose the F drive, which is not my D drive. My D drive is my physical hard drive. We're not going to format that, so be careful on that, because I always, sometimes if the burning does not go successfully, it's sometimes the drive letter, this is called the drive letter, it will change. So make sure it is F, which is the SD card. So let me zoom back out. So my F is actually my, right down there, say new value right here. That's my F drive. Okay, alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and select this file, and the best way to select it is you go on top and then just select this location, whatever it's point to. So I'm gonna just copy that location. Alright, now I lost the burn image. Let me just click it back. So I'm just going to browse, and when I click browse, it's gonna ask me where. Right on top right here, I'm just going to right click and paste that copy location, and then I'm just going to press enter, or I could just click the arrow key and we'll go to that image right here, not the original one, the one we just unzip. Okay, so now this file, now if you are making a copy of your image, you want to do read, and you put a new name. But if you wanted to write to the SD card, you're gonna say write. Okay, so this Win32, you can make a backup of your disk. Like if you do some changes and stuff like that, or before you do any changes, you want to back it up, you want to do read, and then you put in the different name, whatever you want to call it. Okay, but if you're going to write to the brand new disk, you're gonna select write. It's gonna ask you, are you sure you want to do this? Yes, everything is gonna be deleted. Make sure this is your SD card, which is my SD card. So I'm gonna say yes. Okay, so now it's going to write your SD card, and it's gonna take a while. And once this is 100% completed, it's gonna say okay, successfully done. And then we are going to pop it up, pop the SD card out. We're going to reject it. We're not going to just pop it out. We're going to do a safety pop out, and then we're going to take it to the computer. All right, so we're going to let it finish. It will take a few minutes, so we're going to skip this portion, watching it burning the image, and we will go forward to the next topic, which is testing the SD card. Okay, the CD bunny is just finished, and I want to use everything new so you guys could see that everything is fresh from the bun. Okay, so the SD card is inside the computer. I don't know why it's just pop up with that message, but I'm trying to make some room so we could go ahead and put all this in together the same time without any video cut, so you know that I am putting a brand new Raspberry Pi on this, never been tested before. The reason it's popping up this because it have finished and you recognize the new partition and everything. So what we're going to do is we're going to reject this is a power supply for Raspberry Pi 3B plus. People, I always have problem with the power supply. It always say not enough power or low voltage. This one will fix that. So this is the best one to get if you ever have Raspberry Pi 3B plus. This is the best one, but that's a different subject. This is the one I use for Raspberry Pi 4. Okay, we're going to use this power supply. You have also a shut off button, which is pretty cool. Okay, and the Raspberry Pi is right here. We're going to open this one. It's a brand new one that I never tested, which I should have tested, but I didn't. It's an 8GB model B, so 4B. Okay, so we're going to reject the SD card, which is called the boot directory. Okay, so we are going to click reject, and we're going to reject the SD card. Okay, now I say save to reject. So let's move my screen over on this side. Sorry about all that. I still haven't moved far enough. Okay, so I'm going to reject the SD card right there, pull it out, and that is the SD card we were using, SanDisk. Okay, Samsung SD card. Still not focusing, huh? There you go, 32 gig. Alright, so we're gonna take this. I'm gonna put it down for a second. We are going to open up my Raspberry Pi 4B. Okay, now I haven't put the fan in yet. I did find my fan. I thought I forgot to buy a fan. I always buy a Raspberry Pi, but I always buy a fan to go with it, because you need a good fan so you could overclock this if you need to. Okay, now I bought this for a while. I opened the wrong direction. Just pop it up this direction. Here you go. There you go. I was open the wrong direction, and never been opened before. And I should have tested this, because if you don't test something, you buy it, guess what? After a certain amount of time, it expires. Okay, meaning that your warranty with Amazon, stuff like that, is already past due date. I think maybe I bought this one from Adafruit. Adafruit only costs 75. If there's a barcode, it costs $75 to purchase, and if you buy enough, it will come with a free shipping, but tax is still involved. Okay, so I'm gonna put this into Raspberry Pi. So this is your network connection, and those are your 3.0 USB-A, USB-A, but this one is the 3.0 and this is 2.0. Okay, the one in blue is 3.0. Alright, and then this is your first screen, second screen, your power, and your audio jack, and this is for photo taking. If you want to do photo, you want to put heatsink here, and here, and here, and you don't need to put one here, but if you want to, if you transfer data a lot, you could put one there as well. Or you could just put that, the one that I purchased, it will cover pretty much everything. Okay, and I'm going to look for SD card, which is the other side. Okay, so we're gonna put that SD card, 32 gig, right here, into this machine. Okay, and then we normally, okay, I went and moved the laptop out of the way so I have more space. Right now my table is kind of messy. This is the one that I use. So we're going to use a brand new power supply because I'm going to build a pinball using the cocktail table, the bunk table. So I'm going to use that to make the pinball as well as part of a cocktail. I'm trying to think, I already create image for Pi 4. But the problem is with Raspberry Pi 4, you have to use a Raspberry Pi controller, and the Android, you have to use another different type of controller. So there are different controller. For Android, you have to use an Android controller. It's made for Android. I'm plugging the power C to the power right now while I'm talking, and so I will have to split the cable for the button and the joystick to two different enclosed. I think it's called an enclosure. I think that's what it's named. Because otherwise, I will have to have two separate. Give me 1 second. Let me plug this in. Okay, I shouldn't have plugged the Pi in yet because that's the reason I have this this little thing to turn it off. Okay, so that's the reason I like that controller better. Now this is the copper that I was talking halfway, that you actually come with different sizes, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, you can put on all those chips. But since I'm going to use the heatsink, I'm going to use this IC Tower controller cooler. This is the best one to use for Raspberry Pi 4, and it comes with instruction and how to put it in, how to put it together, and to make it work. So we're not going to do that for this test purpose only, to show you how to bund this. I'm not going to go into that, and that's for a different video when I put the Raspberry Pinball together in the. And then you also need a video card converter. Now the video card converter you want is going to be called micro HDMI. Micro HDMI to HDMI. Okay, so this head is actually called a micro SD card. Micro HDMI. Okay, so micro HDMI. This is the one where you plug into the Pi. Okay, so micro SD card, just to demonstrate, this is what you're gonna put in here. Okay, you're gonna push it in. I bought two pairs so I could use like a Markia and the other one. But since this is Android, it does not work with double screen monitor at this time, until somebody write a script or program to make it happen. But at this time, we don't have an Android split screen using two screen. So I'm gonna put that away because I already have a cable right here, this black cable. Oop. And I was afraid of that. But it happened, it slide because there's nothing to hold it up. Okay, so when I pull the cable, it pulled everything. Okay, because this is not this is not stable. And this is kind of okay. This is already a micro SD card. It's a direct cable, so I don't need to have a converter. I'm just gonna plug it straight in. Okay, so we got the power, we got the micro SD, and we need a controller. So I'm gonna plug in my controller. Now, if you want to plug in the network cable, you could, but this image is already prepared for you already. So only thing I need to do is press the controller to it. So controller, power, HDMI, micro HDMI, not mini, micro HDMI to the 10-inch screen. Okay, so I'm going to show you. This is the controller that I'm using, that I have been using for pinball. So, and my flipper is on the side, and my plunger is here, and my 2 flipper is on the side right here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and turn it on, and hopefully we'll see something on the screen. And that is the problem that we have people telling me that they run into a problem with this. So where's my power switch? Okay, now this power cable comes with this switch, so I'll turn it on. There you see the power. Now this Pi is overclocked, so hopefully I'm not going to leave it on too long because I haven't put the heatsink or put this in any kind of fashion or case. It's sitting on the top of the table, which is not a good idea. Alright, now it's going to take a while to boot up because it's the first time, plus this image will take a while to boot up because it's booting up to a screen, then it's booting up to something else, so it will take a while to boot up. So we're going to wait for it to boot up. I got everything plugged in, yeah. One controller, yeah, it's coming. Yep, here it comes. Yeah, see, I told you it took a while to boot up. Then he's trying to recalculate the screen to the right direction. Okay. Now, is my screen, I put it upside down because my cable is on the top right there. So I cannot lay that cable down to the table. So I put it upside down. So the video is going to look upside down. But I have a button map, which is L2. L2. We're going to press this twice. And you're going to go horizontal. And then vertically again. Okay. So we're good. So this will help you if you want to rotate your screen. You can do it right here. Okay. Now it doesn't have sound because I didn't turn on the sound. So it supports HDMI auto detect. So you don't just turn the power off. Okay, let me turn another button on top. And it's actually the third button. There you go. Okay. So the image is fine. Nothing's wrong. Everything. So please follow the step that I gave you. You shouldn't have no problem booting up with this image. Alright, so let's go ahead and start I guess that's the start pinball. So if you press enter, it doesn't do nothing. Move your joystick to the right, up to the right, then press A, and it should stop. So successfully, brand new Pi 4B 8GB SD card that I have is overclocked. It's running 2 GHz. Okay, instead of 1.5, it's running 2 GHz. And we are going to play, I guess. Let's play Jurassic Park. The movie's coming. Jurassic Park Part 3 is coming soon in the movie theater. Okay, and let me see if I can move this a little bit more so you can see the screen. So about all the boxes, I have stuff that I'm working on. Excuse the mess.
Okay, folks. Top brass thought sending in unarmed civilians to rebuild their park would be the greatest idea of the century. Only to be proven wrong by some nasty dinosaurs. Our job is to fix this mess and evacuate the whole island as fast as we can.
Now you could change your screen option by pressing X. See how the screen change? So you could change the direction how you view this game. It's up to you. And it tell you it's in a view 7 up there on the top. So view 8, view 1 again, view 2, view 3, view 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So it had 8 different angles that you could use.
That's just great.
I forgot that my ball is over there. I lost the ball.
This is gonna be a rough ride.
Alright, I'm gonna get out of the game. Alright, and then you could try a different one as well.
Estás usando este software de traducción de forma incorrecta. Por favor, consulte el manual.
Is this going to be a stand-up fight, sir, or another bug hunt?
Just tell me one thing, Brooke. You're going out there to destroy them, right? Not to study, not to bring back, but to wipe them out.
That's the plan.
There you go, let's play it in the dark.
Alright, I'm in.
Ah! I'm trying to move the cable out of the capture in the screen for again. Let me put something kind of heavy in the front. There you go. Normally I have this set on top of my joystick so that that won't happen. Alright, let's go ahead and play. Let's change the screen direction. We can't change it until we start the game. Cool.
Screwing around.
You'll see okay? Let's see, we can zoom in more. Nope, lost it. Alright, thank you for watching. Hope you guys enjoying the gameplay. Check this out like that.